Welcome to Kings Choose Queens. This is a YouTube channel about helping women understand why kings choose queens and how to become a queen and how to be ready to meet your king when you find him or when he finds you. Okay, that's what this channel is about. We're going to go over the Cassie recent wedding to Alex Fine as an example. As you can see, it's a beautiful picture, beautiful wedding, beautiful love story. A lot of people were talking about it on social media this week. And I thought it would be good to go over it as an example for other women, like what can we learn from Cassie and Cassie's situation, and what could women learn from that, and or what can be gleaned in knowledge from just watching that situation play out with P. Diddy and her previous relationship, and leaving her previous relationship and going to a new relationship and getting married within a year. And we know that a lot of women desire marriage, desire commitment from a man. So how do you get that? And then what steps do you need to take to get there? And is there something that Cassie did or that women can learn from to get that commitment, or to understand, to place themselves in the position to be able to receive that commitment that they desire? Okay, so let's look at why kings choose queen and why Alex might have choose Cassie, or what Cassie did to place herself in a position to get that commitment. All right, so kings choose queens for several reasons. One of them is, so how did Cassie find her king? Well, every woman to find a king must make herself a queen. And I think a lot of times we have to understand that we attract who we are. And women have to understand that if you want to attract a king, you got to be a queen. So to be a queen, you have to define that and determine, how can you be the best version of yourself? That way you attract a king who's ready for you and who's a compliment to you. So a woman needs to be the best version of herself, and that comes from self-improvement, doing the healing, doing the work, self-care, being the best version of yourself. Then you have to be available for the king. A lot of women sometimes are in previous relationships or are just occupied with their career, occupied with kids, occupied with other things, and they're not available for a king. They really don't have space in their life for a king. So you have to create that space. You have to let go of some things for a king. Sometimes you have to let go of a toxic relationship. There are things that you have to do to move forward. And every woman has to decide when is the time right for her, because sometimes you can meet the king, but the timing isn't right. So you have to decide, when is the time right for you to meet the king, and you can fully commit and he can fully commit to you. So those are three things to look out for when you're looking for a king. Okay. The other thing I wanted to talk about was getting rid of the toxic relationship. And this is a big one for not just men, but women too. You can be in a relationship cycle where you're on and off again, back and forth again. And it's clear that it's a cycle, and it's clear that, there is no long-term commitment, but it's fun. The guy is fun or the girl is fun. And that's definitely what, looks like Cassie was doing, the trade-off in her youth. She wanted to have fun. Diddy was rich. She was able to have fun, able to enjoy Diddy's wealth and access. She was able to enjoy that, and Diddy was able to get her youth, which is what he wanted. So she got rid of the toxic relationship and was able to move forward into the next phase of her life. So she was able to move forward into the next phase of her life. So that's just key. You have to evaluate yourself and say, hey, do I have any toxic relationships that I need to get rid of so that I can place myself in a position for the next phase of my life? So Cassie, so some people were saying on social media that Cassie was wasting her own time. Leave when you see the signs. I think Cassie did see the signs, and I think she did leave, and I think she came back because of being addicted to that wealthy lifestyle, just being around Diddy and the access that he has, the parties that he's able to go to, being able to go on different red carpets and different previews and different events and being seen. It was good for her career. It was good for her networking. So being access and being attached to Diddy gave her a lot of things that she didn't have at the time, being an independent artist. So it was a mutual beneficial relationship And a lot of people say, well, she was wasting her own time. I don't think she was wasting her time in terms of business, in terms of access. No, she wasn't wasting her time. But in terms of getting married, if that was her desire, Diddy was not the one. And I think that's when you could say, okay, she's wasting her time, because here's a man who clearly states that he doesn't want to get married. He's already been down that road. He's wealthy, and he's decided that that's not what he wants to do. So he was willing to exchange, access and networking and wealth with her for her youth, because he probably found her attractive. And she was willing to give up her youth and her youthful time to be with Diddy. And now that she's getting a little older, she's decided to get married, which is fine. But I think everyone has to make that decision for themselves. At what point do you say, I'm wasting my time? I need to go and do something for me. I need to do what's the right thing for me. And when you find that point, that's when you have to break the relationship off. When you find out that this is the point where I need to break off the relationship because I need to do what's best for me, okay? So one thing a lot of women have to, I'm going to say this again, you have to treat yourself like a queen. To attract the king, you must treat yourself like a queen. Self-care is of the utmost importance. Heal from your past emotional wounds and baggage so you can move forward in love. You got to take that time off, give yourself the self-care, whether it's meditating, reading, healing, whatever you need to do. Cut off excess, so you can move forward in love. Self-care is of the utmost importance so that you can move forward in love. It's just very important to do that. Self-love, self-care, those are the things that you need to do before you move forward in the next relationship. Also remember that your king is for you and not for anyone else. When you meet your king, you will know. Women sometimes get caught up chasing the guy all of the other women want and not the guy that's right for them. You have to block that out of your mind as a woman and say, I'm only going to be focused on my king. There's a lot of guys out there. There's a lot of women out there. But the one that's for you, you will know. And the one for you might not be popular, might not be rich, it might not be the one that everyone wants, but it has to be right for you, because if it's not right for you, it's not going to matter anyway if they're popular or rich, all of those things. So you have to choose the one that's right for you, and that's the very important. The other thing that you notice that Cassie did, when she was ready, she let go of her past relationship and she embraced love, even if it looks different than what you expected. So, it was her personal trainer. Maybe she didn't expect to end up with the personal trainer. Here she is with this multi-millionaire guy named Diddy, and then she goes and dates the personal trainer. Maybe it's not what she expected. And that's how love is, they say. Love is something that comes unexpected. This is a picture of her with her mom, and her husband, her now husband, Alex Fine. And, you can see the joy in the picture, just very joyful, very happy to be together. So you have to value yourself and treat yourself like a queen. Once again, to attract the king, you have to treat yourself like a queen. I've said that. The king will find you. Stop stressing it out. A lot of women stress a lot about, when am I going to get married? Time is passing. My clock is ticking. You have to stop stressing that. And you have to realize that the king will find you. Your king will find you. You just have to stop stressing and focus on self-care, focus on being a queen. That's the key to finding a king. You focus on being a queen. So your time will come, ladies. I'm just going to close this video now. Your time will come. Be patient. I just want you guys to know that kings do choose queens, but you have to make sure that you're a queen. And I just want to say that, spend your time focusing on taking care of yourself, and then know that your time will come. Be patient. You will meet your king. But kings do choose queens, and there's a reasons for that. I'm going to have other videos on this as well, more videos on why this is, and a little bit more in detail. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment below. Thank you for your comments. We're working on this channel to make it the best channel possible, but don't forget to subscribe, comment below. All right, guys, thank you for following the channel.